Tabletop board and card games have always been a staple of entertainment, and it's only gotten bigger, better, and more popular as time goes on. And no matter what type of game you play, one thing that's for certain is this. Between all the props, minis, dice, cards, and online material, gaming's gotten really expensive. Fortunately, there's a solution. The most important component you can have for gaming is your imagination. So let's put our imaginations to work and turn those common and classic games into something fresh and fun, while saving some money in the process, here on Copper Pieces. Rain fell in sheets over the skeletal remains of what was once a thriving metropolis. Broken glass glistened like ice in the gutters, and the guttural moans of the dead echoed between the crumbling towers. The streets were a labyrinth of overturned cars, collapsed buildings, and fire-scarred pavement. Nature had started to reclaim the ruins, vines crawling up steel skeletons like desperate fingers reaching for the sky. A lone survivor darted across a narrow alleyway, boots splashing in filthy puddles, drenched, gasping, and bleeding from a graze on their forehead. They pressed a hand against the cold concrete wall to catch their breath. The survivor wore a tattered coat several sizes too big and a gas mask hanging loosely around their neck. Slung across their back was a worn duffel bag, contents clinking softly with every step. Then came the growls. A dozen dead things poured into the street behind them, eyes glowing faintly in the darkness, jaws snapping, arms swinging like broken puppets. The survivor bolted, weaving through abandoned market stalls and ducking beneath hanging electrical wires. A collapsed fire escape became a ramp. They climbed, scrambled up, until they reached the jagged edge of a ruined rooftop. Below, the horde circled, clawing at the air. This is Zombie Rush, a checkers game that simulates a lone survivor struggling to outmaneuver and take out a horde of zombies in a city ruin. The game is for 2 players, and the materials you'll need includes 1 checker set, at least 1 writing implement, and some paper for taking minor notes. You can also use your mobile device and a note-taking app, or use some other means of keeping track of how many uses you would have of an item. Here are the rules. Set up pieces of 1 color on one side of the board, in each square of 1 chosen color for the first 3 rows. These are the zombies. On the other side, set up 1 piece of the opposite color on any unoccupied square of the same chosen color as the zombies. This is the survivor. The game progresses much like an ordinary checkers game. The zombies can only move forward 1 square diagonally along the same color squares, while the survivor can move 1 square diagonally forward or 1 square diagonally backward along the same color squares. If the zombies reach the end of the board or otherwise cannot move forward any further, only then can they move in the other direction and only in that direction. This cycle will continue until the end of the game. The survivor kills the zombies by jumping them to the next open square. If the opportunity ever presents itself, multi-jumps are also permitted. Likewise, the zombies kill the survivor by jumping them to the next open square. The survivor wins by killing all the zombies win by killing the survivor. Now I'm going to tell you about a few alternate game modes you can try to make things more interesting. They drew their revolver. 6 shots, they thought to themselves. Make them count. In revolver mode, the survivor has 6 bullets they can use to kill zombies beside them instead of jumping them. This is where your notation tools come into play, as you keep track of how many bullets you have as you progress. The 4 of them looked at one another without speaking a word, their tired and worried expressions already speaking volumes regarding the chances that all of them would actually survive this. In group mode, there are 4 survivors to deal with instead of just 1. Like the survivors, the zombies will also be permitted to multi-jump if the opportunity presents itself. They quickly took the riot gear from the policeman's body, strapping it onto themselves. Hopefully it would provide better protection for them than it did for their previous owner. In riot gear mode, the survivor is represented by 2 stacked checker pieces. This symbolizes wearing armor that requires 3 zombie attacks to destroy before the survivor is made vulnerable again to a single attack. Once again, use notation implements to keep track of how many hits are taken, and remove the stacked piece to represent the armor being destroyed. Well, that's it for this segment of Copper Pieces. I hope you enjoy this game, and I'd like to ask that you please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification of this channel. It costs nothing, and you'll be informed not only of new episodes of Copper Pieces, but other different forms of content to be uploaded in the future. Have a great day, and keep on having fun.